Alright, so here is the original Hyper Street Kart, and you can see here we're on Zangief Lake 1 on Hadouken Cup. And if you look here, it's listed on 58 snow. You can see I can right click on any of the outer edge here, and it says that it's snow, whether it's the darker color or the lighter color, it says snow. However, we can jump to Zangief Lake 2, and now it's listed as out of bounds. I click here as well, and this is listed as snow. All this darker area is listed as snow, but this is out of bounds. Any slip up on any of this stuff. So that says snow, that says snow, so it's okay. But if you go on the outside, you hit any of this stuff, it's all out of bounds, and Lakitu will pick you up. Okay, so it's safe here, but then just past that, it's not safe. Safe there, not safe there. So, it's just beyond the road. So I guess if you're a good driver and can stay on the road, it's okay, but it's not great. So then we go to the battle course. Now, same type of level here, and that is out of bounds. Let's pull over a mask to show us our weapons that are listed here, or our boxes for weapons. They're all in this location, and as you can see, when I come back here, this is all out of bounds. That's snow, snow. This is all out of bounds. And starting points is out of bounds. And I can show that that's very clearly out of bounds. So Lakitu picks you up from here and immediately moves you to something like down here. I think it doesn't matter. It moves you to one of these boxes. And it's really no good. So I went to fix that. This is Epic Edit, which allows the fixing of such things, or editing things. So it's real simple. You right click and you move this to snow. That's fixed. In fact, it should fix this one as well. And we look here and it says snow like it's supposed to, and we have no problem. Now I go to save this, and we'll make this a Hyper Street Kart, and we'll go to desktop, and we'll save. And so here's the new one. It just literally made that, and this is what always happens. It doesn't properly save, something goes wrong, and the game never loads. So the new file is broken. So it goes right back in the trash. And to show you, so I'll put this in a small window so you can see that that wasn't already sitting there. This space is empty. So there I saved it, and there it is. And it does try to load, but it doesn't actually load. So that's a problem. So there's a fix to this. So let's get rid of this. Now, in order to fix this, I have my own custom ROM here, the thedarkbanshee custom ROM set 1. It's the same type of ROM for USA. So I use this for everything. As you can see, this has my N64 maps on it. It makes everything easy to port over to this, and I also made sure that this ROM matched the same tile set as this one here, because there's other ROMs that have tile sets that are actually larger. And when I say tile sets, I'm talking about the color tile sets. For example, if I load this is all my testing stuff. Oh, let's see. That's not where I want to go. Alright, we'll go into tools, we'll go to my YYCHR and we'll load this. And I can put Hyper Street Kart in here and then load another one of these. And we'll put my custom ROM in here. And if you look at this, it says 100,000. And you look at this, it says 100,000. However, if we go to, say, we'll just pick one, put another one in here. This now changes to 100,000. Yeah, it added an extra 200. Anyways, it's not the same. So if I tried to mask it with this one, it wouldn't work. And you can see that this kind of transitions between a lot of them. So that one would have worked because it's the same. This one totally doubles it. So as you can see, that's a problem. This is actually much larger. So anyways, showing how I had to match that. That's why I'm using this one, and I'm not using one that I actually have a fresh ROM on. So this is still USA ROM. It's just making sure everything is the same here. And I'll make a new folder on the desktop. And we will call this Hyper Street Kart Graphics. Okay. I'm going to go back to testbed and load up another Epic Edit. And then I'm going to grab the original Hyper Street Kart. Now, I am going to export all the tracks, and I'm going to send that to the graphics. Now, I know they're tracks, but you'll see why I'm doing this. Okay. So, now in here you see all the tracks. And we're going to name this tracks. Now I named it graphics because mostly what we're dealing with here is literally graphics, but we need the tracks to get this to work. So this is really simple. Go back to my custom ROM and we open the tracks. And we open them all. Now you can see they're in here. You have the same courses and battle maps. They look funny. They just don't look right because they're using the theme on the original game. So we need to fix that. So let's load Hyper Street Kart, and we want this to look like this. So how we do that is we go here to palette, and you can see all the palettes are here. We're currently on, well, this says Mario, but this is a Kama race, okay, or a Kuma race. I am going to export this, and we'll go to our created graphics folder, and we will name this PAL for palette. Alright, we'll open that, and now we save. And so we can check that out. We have palette and Akuma Race PAL. Okay, so we'll come back here to Hyper Street Kart again, and to do this whole thing you're going to want to do, right, or I've already done this, but I would do Ryu Rush and Blanca Road and the whole list. I'd go on down and be exporting these to our palette folder. So we'll just go with the first one here, and so you can see that that's what you'd be doing. You go to the third one because I already done the second one, and so on. Now, I don't really need those because this is just a demonstration. I'm not going to take the time to do all that, and you do for every map. So, again, or I shouldn't say for every map, I should say for every type of map, which is 8. There's 8 different ones. And then, same goes for the rest of this stuff. You see here, SCARI off. So we see here, import export road tile sets. So as you can see, these tile sets are blue, and these ones are your boxes. They're used boxes, these are unused boxes. They're incompatible at the moment. So we will export these, and it says tile graphics, tile types, and tile palette associations. We will go with tile palette associations. Doesn't matter what one you start with. I like to start from bottom up. Not a big deal. So go back here, and we will go new folder. And since we're literally dealing with the graphics now, it's not the same type of palette. I'm going to go GFX PAL, so we know the difference between the color palette and the graphics palette. And in fact, I should probably rename this to color palette. Okay, so now we got a color palette and graphics palette, and we want to open the graphics palette, and we want to save the graphics palette. Alright, so we go back to export, and this time we do tile types, and we'll export those, and we'll make another new folder, and we'll name this one type, so that way it matches the visuals that you're reading on these icons here. So a comma, race or race road types, which is why we call it types. So that way you can read exactly what the same thing is. You know exactly what you're looking at. No confusion. And now we're going to do the graphics. And we'll name this one graphics. By itself, not graphics palette, because they're separate. Open that and save that. Now, we want this to look like this, so instead of doing export, we do imports. We do exactly what we did, but backwards. So we'll start with color. Trust me, I want to start with color, otherwise you'll load these things, and then it'll be the wrong color, and then you gotta load the color, and it still won't until you reload all those things again, which is kind of funny, because it's like they're there, but they're on the old palette until you set the new palette in, and then you have to reload the graphics for it to accept both. So we start with top to bottom, and we are looking for, in this case, it'd be Mario, because it's the same as a comma. It's the top one, first one. So, actually it says the second one, but yeah, it's our first map. So we'll import. We'll go to our graphics file here, and we'd look for color palette, which is right there. You know, it's a comma race, and it's in. That was it. So if you didn't get that, I'll repeat that. It's really simple. You go through your folder and you just open it and it's done. Okay, same thing with these others. So I like to start down here, and we will import. And that was so I don't remember. See, that's why I say you can read it. So it's the tile palette associations. So it'll be in and graphics palette. I should have put tile palette. Yeah. So there, that tile palette is loaded, and we'll go types. We'll import types. We go to our type, same one, that's in. And now for the magic part, graphics. I think I went from bottom to top because you have to do the graphics last. Otherwise things don't look right. And now this looks identical to this. Good stuff. So, there's one more thing. Backgrounds. You can't see it here. You can only really see it when you're in-game, but you can visualize it with this. And you can see this is the original. And this is Hyper Street Kart's version. Very different. So, again, we're going to want to go to our folder here. And we're probably going to want to call this background graphics. So this will help us create it for us. We want both of these. So let's export and new folder BG graphics. Okay, open that and we save that. Now we want the layout and go to our BG graphics and save. And as always, I always check even though I know it's in there. So we got our two files, and now we can import them. And voila. So when you save this as a ROM file, this will have this new background as your background. Alright. So, with that being said, you might be wondering, well, if this, oops, yeah, if this can supposedly save, and the file doesn't work, actually, where is it? It didn't show up on desktop. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, it saved. I wanted that on desktop. Okay. So if this can save, and this doesn't work, shows this loading icon. Oh, no, it shows the checksum and all that. Doesn't work. You might wonder if this works. So, go ahead and test it, put it on our desktop, and it's much quicker. You hear sound. Alright, so let's get rid of both of these, they're useless. like I say, you would want to save this, but I already have a saved copy. Actually, no, I'll go ahead and save this so I can demonstrate this. Don't need those no more. We'll load our YYCHR. We'll load this. And we want to load YYCHR again. Okay, so we want to take Hyper Street Kart and the custom one that you would have fixed, and you want to scroll down and you see that here is, I think that's Mario, it looks like Luigi, but the color palettes are set off. There's a way to make them look right, which I could demonstrate. Sure, why not? So this is the original, or I should say original Hyper Street Kart, and we will save state. We'll say yes. Close that. And that should have created us a ZST file right here. And even though you can take this and drag it to this, it will not show up right. You have to go to Palette, load Palette Emulator State File, and that's right. Found our ZST file, and there we go. Now again, this doesn't look right, because I'm loading the Street Kart version, which has different, it also changes all different stuff here. So that actually does look like Mario. But it's actually running the Hyper Street Kart colors. So we take this to the exact same spot, and we click on this window, and you want to copy, Control C, and you come over here and Control V, and you want to hit the 100 block page down button, and you do that to both of these, and again we copy this side, and we paste this side, and we hit the 100 down, so we can copy that, hit the 100 down, and paste that. Now that should be the end of that character set. So now we would do that to all the characters. I'm just doing one, and we go File, Save As, and we'll make this 1.1 on desktop, and it shows up here. And now we can open with our emulator. It says bad checksum, but it works. Now, some of the colors are off at times, and you'll have to go in through here and in fact, Evil Ryu comes out right, but Ryu comes out wrong. And you can click on these colors here, and you can change stuff. Yeah, you can draw on this and make it anything you want. So, you can like zoom in here, and you can bucket fill colors and change things at free will. And yeah, I just made that look like a mess. But that's how you edit stuff that, say if you want to make his evil eyes not look so evil, make them blue. But you have to work off the exact same palette, this line here, that it is in game. Otherwise, if you jump to this and you edit this, it's not actually going to do anything. Alright, so that's that. And I have my own version, and that's this one. Now you'll see I have all the characters implemented. Oh. And, let's see. So this is mine that I've been fixing, and you can see it all looks correct. I've done all these maps, and when you go to this battle course, that actually says snow, and this originally said snow, but I changed it to wet sand. I thought that might be more appropriate since it looks different, and it does change driving style, and I think that would be great for a battle mode, for having different transitions, because you got the flat surface transition of ice where you're kind of slick, and then you go to the snow and wet sand. I like that a lot better than rather just snow and snow. You can see here that none of it is out of bounds. It's all correct. And this one was already all correct. Except now, this reads as wet sand on all of it. And, let's see. This one. This map here, the AI is a bit broken, and I'm sure I can fix it. That's my next project. But trying to think what map it was. I actually think it might be this map. Nope, it's not. I can tell already. Ooh. No. I know it wasn't the first set. No, maybe it was this one. Maybe I'm thinking, yeah, well, no. There's a lot of coins here. Because there was a map that had, let's see, 6, 11. This map has 19. 24. It says 24 coins. They're kind of bad positions. Maybe it's this map. Yeah, I think they should have more coins, like say, something like, oh, I see. It's maxed on that, so you would have to go to the coin icon. So I think something like that would be more appropriate. That would be perfect. Because the coin set causes you to spin out from the AI bashing into you all the time, and it just doesn't seem so good. There's another problem. Ah, yes, this is the map. So, you bump into this when you're trying to jump over. I think what needs to happen is this. Yeah, that seems far more appropriate. They jump right over that, fix that whole issue. There's just several minor problems. Trying to see what else here, maybe. So I see that this can be used as a shortcut, supposedly. So that does say road. That does say water. I think you need boost. I'll have to try that out. If it works, cool. If not, I will edit that and make it work. Is this supposed to be a shortcut? Yeah, that's clay. Thought I saw that when I was playing, but I thought it was weird looking, and I see it's got a shadow right here. There's, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it should be done like this. No, that still looks funky. There's a way that I could make that work better. It looked pretty bad. That looks pretty bad. Alright. So I'm not going to save this. I'm just kind of showing all of what I have done so far. And that's it.